Tonight we are at the Swan Reserve at Walt Disney World and we are dining at Amare. If you don't know, we do dining reviews every single Monday, so be sure to check those out. Amare is a Mediterranean-inspired restaurant, from the decor to the menu to the drinks, and we are super excited to try it out tonight for the very first time. We are starting off with some cocktails tonight. I got the Rosie Affair. This is Ketel One Botanical Grapefruit Rosé, Campari, red grapefruit juice, and fresh lemon. This is a very fresh, refreshing drink. I like the grapefruit in there and a little bit of lemon. It's not too sweet, but it's very nice. It's light. Very good cocktail to start the night.
So because Taylor forgot to introduce them, tonight, Crystal and Bryson are dining with us. You guys have, I'm sure, seen them before in our previous videos from around where we've been. For my cocktail tonight, I went with the ginger juice. This is Diplomatico Montano rum, Amaro, pineapple ginger, and passion fruit elixir, garnished with disco lemon. And spritzed with cocktail cologne. So I was just looking for lemon. I don't see any, but it's pretty smooth. It's light. It's a little bit sweet, and I think I'm going to order something else that's different. But it's still it's a pretty decent cocktail. It's not very strong on the ginger, which is what I was kind of wondering. Like if you have you know, it's good. It's smooth.
So they offer, which is something that's really cool here, is that they offer a variety of wine tastings, which is if you're new to wine or if you really like to try a lot of different wines, it's something that's really great to try. And I got the Mediterranean Wine Excursion, which comes with 3 3-ounce pours. And they also offer a Prosecco flight, which is 4 2-ounce pours, which is something that's really fun as well. It comes with 2 whites and then also a rosé, which is really fun. And I have tried all 3 of them, and they're really light, really refreshing. Mediterranean wine is, it's from a little bit of a different climate, so it's going to be a little bit lighter, a little bit more refreshing, a little bit more fruit forward. So I love Mediterranean wines. If you're new to white wine, it's going to be really nice to kind of dive into like a little bit lighter wine. So if you like to try a little bit fruitier wine, you're really going to like white wines from the Mediterranean. I definitely recommend these.
So for my cocktail this evening, I got a Diet Coke. It is from the Coca-Cola region of Atlanta, Georgia. It's got a perfect amount of bubbles. It's got a nice caramel taste, perfect amount of molasses. I'll probably get a refill. They're free.
Here at Amare, they also do a bread service, which is complimentary here at the table. And so we've got a nice loaf of bread with some sesame seeds on it, and it is served with hummus, olive oil, and with an olive tapenade. So it looks really good. I like that it's a different change instead of, of course, this is Mediterranean style, right? So I think at a lot of restaurants, people expect to get bread and butter or bread and olive oil. I like this. It's a little bit different, and excited to try it. For an appetizer tonight, I decided to go with the polpetti. This is tomato braised lamb and beef meatballs with crispy potatoes, saffron aioli, and a roasted pine nut crumble. I will say that I did not really get the crispy potatoes in the dish, but the meatballs themselves were, I don't even know how to describe it.
Heavenly.
Like, they were amazing. Super tender, not overdone. The knife goes right through it, and then just the combination of the flavor between the beef and the lamb is just, it's top notch. Mix that with that saffron aioli, which is kind of a first for me. I don't think I've really had saffron aioli that way before, especially mixed with meatballs and the marinara sauce or the tomato sauce. So really, really great appetizer. This was one that I could have easily ordered like 4 of them and just ate those as my meal.
So we ordered a few appetizers and we actually kind of just shared them all together. But I ordered the Charred Octopus. This is octopus served on a fennel puree and topped with pickled onion, crispy potato shards, and a pistachio gremolata. This was overall a wonderful octopus dish. Sometimes when people think of octopus, all they can think about is like the tentacles or it's going to be slimy, and in no way was it like that at all. It was cooked very well, nice and tender, had a nice char flavor in there, and I was a little skeptical over the fennel puree. I thought it was going to be really overpowering if you think about the fennel like smell and flavor, and it was not at all. It was very nice, very smooth, and I liked the texture from the potato shards on top of there, and then the pickled onions gave a nice little flavor as well. But overall, very good octopus dish.
All right, so we also got the fried calamari. If you don't know, calamari is squid. Obviously, it was fried in a light batter, which was perfect. Sometimes the batter tends to flake off. The batter held really nicely to this. So here at Amare, they do their calamari as a crispy calamari served with a tomato Aleppo pepper sugo. Try saying that 5 times fast. And toasted sumac crema. And let me tell you, it was amazing. I'm not fancy. The red sauce had a little bit of a kick to it. The white sauce, it was just good as well. So definitely, if you're a calamari fan, this one's really good.
For my entree tonight here, I got the sea bass. This is $43. It is comprised of 2 fillets of sustainable striped bass that is wrapped in parchment paper with thyme, garlic, wilted greens, tomatoes, heirloom potatoes, and finished with a rich white wine sauce. Presentation on this was awesome. They bring it out and they like cut the parchment, opens it up, and then she actually poured a white wine sauce over top, and really, really good. Sea bass was nice and flaky, rich flavors in there, and I'm always like a little iffy on like wilted greens, but with a little bit of lemon in there, the potatoes, the tomatoes, everything blended really, really well together, and it was just an awesome dish. So I decided to venture out today and try another cocktail, something that I don't normally get. I've got the Madagascar Old Fashioned. This is Swan and Dolphin's Reserve Single Barrel Select Bourbon, Tiger Nut, Cherry Bark, Syrup, Amare Bitters, blend number 1, smoke and garnish with fresh orange. This is the most expensive cocktail on the menu, just so you know. It is their, like I said, their reserve, their special bourbon. It's good. It has a nice little bit of sweetness in there. It's still very smooth. And I'm not getting a lot of like kind of like that warm feeling coming down the esophagus, which is normally what I feel like I'm going to get with the bourbon. So it's pretty good. And I'm glad I tried it.
All right, so I got the Besteka of Florentina, otherwise known as the Porterhouse. It is $63. You don't know what a Porterhouse is, it's a T-bone steak. New York strip, filet on each side. This steak was amazing. I got it cooked medium rare. I loved it. It was seasoned perfect. It came with a sauce on the side. It was a red wine sauce. Basically, it was their steak sauce. That was a very good sauce, but a good seasoned steak, you don't really need the sauce. Came with a nice little side of a mixture of carrots and onions and russet potatoes. That was good as well, but I mean, obviously the steak is the show when you're getting a porterhouse like that. It was huge. I was able to tough it out and eat the whole thing, but again, get that porterhouse. I mean, it is. You're a steak fan, which I know someone at this table that I ate with was a steak fan, so they might have got it too. But it's very good. Go ahead and get it. Top-notch steak here tomorrow.
So I had the handmade dumpling, which is the chef's grandmother's recipe, and it was really good. And it was lamb, which I don't usually eat lamb, but it was really, really good. And it was the chef's grandma's recipe, so I had to try it. And it came with a yogurt sauce. It was served with cauliflower and eggplant, and it was really tasty. I love Mediterranean spices and Mediterranean flavors. It was really similar to like a ravioli, which was not what I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that. It was really good. It was a smaller portion, so if you're not quite as hungry as you want a massive porterhouse steak, this was something that I would definitely recommend. It was delicious. It had some great flavor, so definitely recommend.
Like Bryson said, somebody else at this table did get the porterhouse, and that was me.
It was me.
It was excellent. It was a super thick cut, and the New York strip was really good on the one side, and the filet was really, really tender on the other side. Seasoned perfectly. I tried the red wine sauce literally just to try it, but I didn't even need it because the steak was seasoned so well. And I'm taking home at least half of it because it was such a thick cut. I couldn't finish it. But overall, wonderful. I feel like I haven't had steak in so long, so this was a good way to have a steak for the first time in a while.
For dessert, surprise, I did get something. I got the Pistachio Karagli. It's basically a baklava, but it's rolled instead of just being kind of flat layers. And this is silicon pistachio, organic gallberry honey syrup, and sour Amarena cherries. Really, really good.
For my dessert, I had the Amaro flavored Soca Latina. This is layered flourless chocolate sponge cake with dark chocolate mousse and chocolate sauce. And then there was also some raspberry whipped cream on the sides. This was very good. It was not too rich and chocolatey. It was just enough chocolatiness, and it was nice and sweet too. Great way to finish the meal here. Everything has been excellent tonight.
All right, so we just finished eating at Amare here at the Swan
Reserve.
I had to double check for a second. Really good restaurant.
Yes.
It's a nice new addition to the property in general.
I like that the menu is very unique and not like other things that you can get on property. I mean, yes, you can get steak pretty much anywhere, but I do like the variety of options that they have.
I like the Mediterranean flair.
Yes.
Obviously. That's a little bit different. Not something that you see everywhere.
No, it's really not.
Yeah. So all in all, for our food and putting the entire table together, 4 people, multiple cocktails, appetizers, desserts, coffee, a double espresso at like 8 o'clock at night. It came to about like $400. So might be a little bit more on the expensive side, but there are definitely some entrees on the menu that aren't as expensive, that I think are still really good.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think this is a fantastic new addition. Not necessarily a super intimate type of restaurant, because it is a little bit loud. It's an open kitchen, so you can really hear things going on. But it is a smaller restaurant.
It is a smaller restaurant, yeah.
But it was really good.
Yeah, so let us know if you have or plan on trying Amare here at the Swan Reserve.